Hello and welcome back, my vixens, to another Sunday Speedpaint. Today is also a story time. I have had imaginary friends for a good chunk of my childhood, but one that I remember distinctly was this combination of a Neopets plushie and a defective Pokémon card. I'll probably show on screen the Neopets that I remember as a child. I used to have one, but it was like a yellow one, but this was the only picture I could find, and I remember having another one which was this big fuzzy thing. I'll probably put another picture up on screen of it, but basically, based upon these Neopets plushies, the one that I remember more distinctly was a Neopets plushie that looked kind of like an Eevee. It was like tan or something, but this one I had specifically was one of these like multicolored ones. It was like a technical limited edition one as far as my knowledge goes when I was researching these. I don't know the names of them because I haven't touched these Neopets in a long time, and I've lost them to time because, as of course, with growing up as a child, when you get older, your parents or whoever is, like in charge of your toys when you get older decides, oh, you don't need these anymore, tosses them, and I was a vigorous hunter for these things. Like, if I noticed that they were missing off of my shelves or in my toy bin, I would go searching for them. I would search outside, I would search in every room of the house to find them, because these were my precious things. They were more than just toys to me with my imagination. So, when my Neopets plushie disappeared, I was devastated. I searched for hours, I never found it. Same goes for what I wish I still had for photograph proof, but all I have is my memory of it, was the limited edition. It was like a Team Rocket Eevee card, but mine was a defective card. Unless I had a really wild imagination, this defective card had the name spelling of Evoil, E-E-V-O-I-L, and I wish I still had it. I've searched on the internet for it. If you guys can find this defective card, if it still exists out there, please let me know, because I know that as a kid, I had a vigorous imagination, but I didn't think I had one enough to make up a Pokemon's name that was printed on a card. But I remember it as like a weird early memory from my middle school, where I would bring Pokemon cards to school, but one I had was a specific limited edition Eevee card. And it was so weird, and I decided upon that with my imaginary friend that I made. Because of me being a kid, I had the, of course, overpowered side to the creations that I created, and the one that I created was Evoil, which I gave them kind of like how Eevee is, where they had a kind of like ability to change, except instead of using the stones of like electric, fire, or water stone, they could just shapeshift on their own. However, with this being an imaginary friend combination of Neopets and Pokemon, the fundamentals were not of that of Pokemon. It was just an imaginary friend who was based on those things. So I would give this Pokemon like hybrid its own set of rules. So it was taken completely out of the universe of Pokemon and Neopets. It was just based off of the fact that the solid visual representation for me was in Neopets, and the idea that I had was giving this imaginary friend of mine lessons each day to learn. So I would write these down, and by now, if I was still keeping this up, this thing would be beyond overpowered, because each time I would pretend that I would give them lessons like how to fly, how to walk on water, how to shoot fire, all these different things that I, to this day, have written down, and I will probably make mini comics of these just to explain what my imagination used to be like versus what it would be now, of like the idea of training this imaginary friend that looks kind of like an Eevee hybrid. I thought it was an interesting idea as a child, and to this day I'm surprised that I haven't kept this imaginary friend alive through my art sooner. That being said, the plushie that you guys do see on screen is the current adaptation of what I imagine that Evoil would look like, and I even gave them a little cape that matches Vixie's, if Vixie were to have this plush-like companion that would come to life. I would imagine that with Vixie's universe, it would probably be a plushie that she would bring to life, and she would have her imaginary friend brought to life through the magic that she could use. And I feel like doing that as a little mini-comic series would kind of be like paying like respects to my childhood imagination of something that was lost to the fact that my plushie and the Pokemon card got lost in the probably recycled or donated to a thrift store, but I feel like bringing that back to life would be something that would be kind of fun to do, and something that if you guys want to see, let me know, and I'll post some of the comics on my Instagram, or I'll even do some kind of like reading of the comics on here during one of my Friday videos. That being said, thank you all so much for watching and enjoying my rambles about my imaginary friend from childhood. It means a lot to me when you guys give feedback in the comments below, so let me know, did you guys have any imaginary friends? What were they? And did you have them just completely based off of your own imagination, based off of nothing, or did you base them off of something? Because some imaginary friends could be based off of comics or TV shows that you used to see as a kid. Mine just so happened to be a Pokémon and Neopets hybrid combination. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember to stay possum, and if you're not already a part of the Subscribbler Squad, put your paws to that like and subscribe button, turn on notifications for weekly content. Bye!